Hey guys, welcome back to Coffee Time, our weekly Sunday show. Premieres at 10 AM every single Sunday, and thank you very much for tuning in if you are on the premiere. Now, if you're a regular viewer of Coffee Time, you'll have seen our video last week where I actually spoke about organising your first tournament and what you kind of need to be aware of when you do want to run a tournament, especially post-pandemic. Now, this video as an idea was actually from around a year ago when I wanted to start making like sit-down talk videos or like I was actually started writing articles for Hellstormwargaming.co.uk, where we post all our premium content. You should definitely subscribe right now. Or you can do it right down below. Click join and do it here instead and get extra battle reports from us. Do it now. So this video idea actually came around like a year ago, and I finally got around to actually using it. And I had this idea essentially at the start of the pandemic because a lot of people, including myself, were struggling for content ideas because our whole filming regime got flipped and turned on its head because you couldn't leave your house. Now, Games Workshop also had a similar issue because they stopped production of everything. They didn't produce any models for about 6 months last year. Now, as you know, I'm a Games Workshop reviewer, so I'm in a lot of contact with the Warhammer Community team. And last year, they were kind of like struggling for content, so what they did was they actually sent out an email to all of their reviewers and asked if anyone wanted to write articles for the Warhammer Community website. And I was like, oh my god, this is like a perfect opportunity. I can write an article, it'd be really cool. It'd be nice and different. It gives me something to do and to focus on. Also, it gets my name out there. It gets my name on the Warhammer Community website. If you don't know what it is, then it's probably the biggest Warhammer website. It's just Games Workshop's essentially farm of pumping out articles like 3 times a day about a new rule they're previewing, a new model, pre-orders, etc. It's one of the biggest websites in Warhammer. It gets like millions of hits. I think it's like, is it like 500,000 hits a week or something like that, if not more? So when they contacted me asking to write an article on there, I was like, wow. And let me tell you, I don't have the original email, but it kind of went something like this. Hello there, I'm not going to use the name. It's Contact from Warhammer Community. It's Gulliman here from the Warhammer Community team, once again with some exciting news. We've just stopped production on all new releases for the foreseeable future because we got no idea what's going on, and you guys have got no idea what's going on. So I was wondering if you could make some articles so we can fill up the website whilst everyone is at home using the website because they've got nothing else to do. And you guys can't exactly film because you're at lockdown as well. So please write an article for us. We need the content. And I was like, this is great. So let's go. So I was like, hi, Gulliman, let's call him. I've got some great ideas. I could write about tactics for Space Marines. I'm one of the best Space Marine players in the country. I was #1 in the ITC in the UK for a long time. If not, I could write about how to paint Blood Ravens. They're not my first love army. I've been painting them for a long time if you want some more hobby related stuff. Or I could write about running your own tournament. I've run loads of tournaments in my past. I feel like I run them really well. I really enjoy it. People who come to them really enjoy it. They always sell out, so I must be doing something right. Maybe I could write about that. And then Gulliman on the other end was like, or you could write about what got you into Warhammer and why you like Space Marines. So I did just that. I wrote an article about why, it's called Blood Ravens and Me. And I spent probably like 3 days writing this article. When did I write it? 3rd of April 2020. So I wrote an article about why I love Blood Ravens. I spent all afternoon taking loads of nice pictures, editing them all, and just basically having a great time. And I sent this in. Now, that was a year ago. A year and a week ago at the time of recording. And the article never appeared on the website. And Gulliman, who emailed me at the time, doesn't even work there anymore. I don't understand why they wouldn't use it. So I don't think they're going to be using this article anytime soon. So rather than wasting the 3 days that I had last year whilst we were all in a lockdown writing an article about why I collect Blood Ravens and why they're so pretty, I'm going to tell you why I collect Blood Ravens and why they're so pretty. So I'm going to read the article to you and I'm going to show you my entire Blood Ravens force. Basically, that's the video. There's nothing else happening in Warhammer this week. Hey guys, Mike here from Hellstormwargaming. I want to say a massive thank you to the community team for asking me to write an article for the website. What an awesome opportunity to share my hobby and Blood Ravens with you all. Oh my god, do you know like when you read something that you wrote like a year ago, is it normal to feel cringe? Some of you may be able to relate how I first threw myself into the miniatures world 15 years ago. Man, I feel old. I was massively into real-time strategy video games and science fiction, said everyone. I was walking around a video game store and one game caught my eye. An angry dude wearing bright red armor with what looked like a chainsaw in his hand and explosions going off in the background. That game was Warhammer 40,000 Dawn of War. No wonder they didn't run this article. I was hooked! I played this game for hours on end until I was at school after hours one day. I noticed a friend was playing with miniatures in one of the break rooms. I went over and realised they were Space Marines versus Tau. Are these toys from the Dawn of War game? I asked, totally oblivious to what was come. And that was it. Down the rabbit hole I went. Shout out to Ryan. We don't talk anymore. We haven't spoken since we were probably 13. But thank you for getting me into Warhammer 40,000 all those years ago. Over the years, it's safe to say I've amassed quite the collection. I have a particular set of skills. From paying a small battle force and playing on my friend's dining table with polystyrene packaging for terrain, to playing in gaming tournaments all around the world, this army has been with me through thick and thin. Some of my older stuff I'm ashamed to bring out for the photographs, because I sold it, but I didn't want to admit it. But most of my force is based around the new Primaris contingent, because they are beautiful in every single way. Oh no. So in my head canon, I like to think the Bloodravens wouldn't willingly accept new Primaris recruits. So every Primaris is a Marine in post-Rubicon, but they retain their helmet and armor ornaments from their past life. So the aggressors were previously Centurions and the intercessors used pre-Mark 10 helmet. There's even a couple of Mark 2/Mark 3 helmets, which they've either had for centuries or found them. I'll let you decide. With the Forge World Studio bringing Gabriel Angelos to life on the tabletop, you better know that I was mashing refresh faster than an Inquisitor can pronounce heresy. He's a gorgeous model and has awesome rules to boot. Honestly, I didn't know what to do. I didn't know how to write an article, so I just read loads of Warhammer Community articles and then copied it. And that's why it's cringe. With the latest supplements and the almighty Bloodravens having no known founding, no, technically they aren't Loyalist Thousand Sons, there's no clear evidence to prove it. Only hints, nothing more. It means I can bounce around with successor chapter traits until I find a chapter style and play style I enjoy. I recently took Imperial Fist successor Intercessor Horde to the Las Vegas Open back in January, but more recently I've been trying out Raven Guard successors for a more sneaky and infiltraty tactic. Who doesn't love Centurion warsuits infiltrating from the shadows with a tactical doctrine very much in effect? Answer, your opponent doesn't. No one's seen Dead playing Raven Guard or Imperial Fist, my god. The recent Faith and Fury Psychic Awakening has also added extra rules for creating iconic support characters for your chapter, such as the Master of Sanctity. This stratagem is great and finally motivated me to pay up a chaplain, which I've been putting off for years. It also took the Chief Librarian stratagem from the Bloodraven White Dwarf Index and made it available for everyone, he said, crying. Currently, I'm working on an Ossiarch Bone Reapers army for Age of Sigmar, but as soon as that's finished, I'm going to build up some Incursors and an Impulsor for some forward screening and a hover bus to deliver the Emperor's Wrath on the Xenos' doorstep. Thanks to Community Team for letting me ramble about my first love here, and thank you guys for reading. No one read it except for me and the guy who worked at the Warhammer Community Team, because this never got ran. But that was it. That was the article. And I understand why they didn't run it. It's not great. It's pretty boring. And it's only funny because I'm laughing at it. I also spent the afternoon like taking pictures of every single unit I have. And since then, I've actually added quite a lot more, because obviously we've had like the Indomitus release and the lockdown. So I've been able to paint a lot more. So let's get it all out again. And yeah. And there it is, my entire Blood Ravens force, all on one table. This has been a labour of love for like 15 years now, and there's just loads. As you can see, I think there's quite a bit more in there than I realised from when I last had it out for that article. Such as I've added all of the Indomitus stuff, including 9 Eradicators. I've added a bunch of more Dreadnoughts, because I love Dreadnoughts. I'm not a huge tank fan. I prefer the mechanical robots rather than the tanks. I've also added like this little Blood Angels contingency of Mephiston, the Sangreal Priest, the Sangreal Guard, and the Death Company, because Blood Angels are really good and I'm really enjoying the combat aspect of it, and it's really strong right now. So, but I'm really chuffed with it, and it's been really fun to get it all out and have a look. And as I've been collecting this army for so long, it's probably a lot smaller than what other people's army that have been collecting it for that long, but I'm just really proud of it, and it's been really fun to show it off and get it all out and show you guys what I've got. If you're interested in seeing a battle report with these guys on, there's loads on the channel, but there's a new one coming out tomorrow between me and Elliot. It's Blood Angels versus Orcs. And if you could write a list using all of these models, what would you write? And what 2,000 point list would you make? And maybe I'll use it in a battle report. But otherwise, thank you much for watching, guys. This has been coffee time. I hope you enjoyed it. If you haven't already, consider becoming a member and supporting the channel and get extra battle reports there as well. Really appreciate you hanging out this morning, and hopefully I'll see you tomorrow in the battle report, or I'll see you next Sunday at 10 AM. Thank you very much, everyone, and bye-bye for now.